Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be Hairy Muppet, and we are going to be casting a brand new tournament for you here right now. This is the Kaspersky Arena. I cannot for the life of me know if I'm not saying Kaspersky correctly. It may be some other pronunciation, but if it is, by all means let me know and I'll try and correct it. This basically is a King of the Hill tournament, which is run every single month by the German company Freaks for You Gaming, based in Germany. And yes, King of the Hill, for those of you who don't know, is basically a 1v1 series of matchups. Whoever wins the first series goes on to play the next player in a second series, and the players who start off the series, if they want to get all the way to the end, they have to just keep winning, and if the second series somebody else wins, then they just keep going on, and it keep going on until everybody has lost a game, except for the winner, of course, and the winner ends up winning the series, well, the final series. And the way it's actually €1,000 prize pool, but it's not split out with just 1,000 for the final person. It's split up as they go. For the first series gets €100, the second series gets €200, and so on and so forth. So it's yeah, it's an advantage and a disadvantage for the person who just jumps in at the very end of the game, who only starts off in the last series, because they get the easiest route to the biggest chunk, which is €400, but of course their opponent has quite a bit of momentum and they can't get the whole €1,000. So yeah, it's a very interesting sort of matchup. But let's enough of that. Let's just move on and actually have a look at the two players which are playing here. Now, up the top right side of the map, we do have Biphy, who's getting very, very aggravated at the moment. It looks like he was going for a pull into hatchery or a hatchery into pull or something, but that has been completely snuffed out the window by that beautiful, beautiful probe stuff over there. So good on him. So he is going to be our green Zerg player, Biphy. He is a German player. I don't know a whole lot about him, but I did read up, and he was doing Warcraft 3 back in the day, back in 2006, and he's since switched over to Starcraft 2 professional playing, so he's definitely got the skills from way back. And of course, in the bottom left side of the map is going to be our red Protoss player, WhiteRa. WhiteRa was one of the big players back when Wings of Liberty first came out, going against all sorts of other great players, doing all sorts of other good stuff, and he's just continued on being awesome for the past few years. Yeah, so we're going to be seeing him as well. Now, he's actually done a Forge Fast expand here off delaying this base, so WhiteRa has put himself in a very, very good position early on in this game. And yeah, a bunch of Lings coming out here, but with the cannon down, they should be alright as long as WhiteRa stops forcibly attacking this when the Lings come in. But yeah, Biphy, he's definitely been put on the back foot by having his expansion delayed, but he's gone ahead and he's got a third base straight off. So he should be fine. I don't know if WhiteRa is really in a position to really attack him with only one gateway. I don't believe so. So yeah, Biphy should be able to get back into this game relatively easy. He just needs to really get the drones up very, very fast. Really get an economic lead on WhiteRa, and yeah, then he should be able to match him on the army size. In a few minutes, around the 10-minute mark, Biphy will be in a position where he can really match WhiteRa. But he's definitely got to start getting the workers out, because yes, he is behind, actually behind on workers by about 5 right now, but that will start to change extremely fast. And meanwhile, we've got a single Zealot coming out, just going to have a look around. He's going to see the third base, so WhiteRa is not going to be in the dark as far as that third is concerned, and you probably expected it to some degree. I mean, with the delaying the expansion so far, is probably expecting a third base, but it'll be good for him to confirm that, as opposed to some other sort of crazy play like a massive roach timing push or something off one base, which, you know, the Zealot's not actually going to scout the third. Turn my phone off for a second, but he's going to run over there now. He's not silly, and he's going to see the third base is down, and that is all he needs to know. So he's going to run away there. Queen is way too slow to chase him, and yeah, WhiteRa in a good position once again. Gonna get the mothership core out, gonna go do some harassment, finally get rid of this stupid Ling which has been there for quite some time. Stalker trying to get that, but not quite in range. I saw a Stargate coming down somewhere. There it is, it's over here. And just pumping out Oracles for the moment. Oracle, of course, is going to be a very, very good unit for killing off workers. And yeah, the Queens can scare them away eventually, but the DPS of the Oracle when it's charged up is just so fast. They can probably take about 4 or 5 workers out by the time that the Queen actually gets enough hits to really cause the Oracles to want to run away. And this Stalker just going all over the place to try and hit this Overlord, but the Overlord is going to survive. And this one just coming in from the other side saying, hey, how's it going? So yes, not too much happening here, but Biphy has been getting his worker count up quite a lot. He's beating WhiteRa by about 7-8 now. So yeah, he's in a very good spot. However, WhiteRa keeps on pushing. He's got to get the third base down. And this is the point, I think, where Biphy has got to start doing something, because WhiteRa is pushing in with the third base, and WhiteRa doesn't have too much army size. I mean, 1 Zealot, 2 Stalkers, and Oracle. Going for a third, incredibly ballsy. Very, very ballsy. How many kills does this thing have? 10 kills. So there we go. That was a beautifully controlled Oracle there. And I'm a bit sorry I missed it, but maybe we'll be able to do something else. And yeah, so Biphy has got to do something about this third base, and especially now that all those guys got taken out, all those workers. He's still in the lead, but not by much, and he really needs to push in there. He's got maybe a couple of minutes where he can get a bigger army, maybe. He doesn't really have the tech though, is the only thing. He's was his tech options going down for the Zerg player. So he's got roaches, but with Immortals coming out on the field, that's not really going to do too much. He really needs to get something going. Hydralists will be a very, very good option, especially now that WhiteRa has gone for what was it, Immortals and Void Rays and all that other sort of fun stuff. So Hydras are going to be good. But the Oracle does see the Hydralist Den, and that will start with the Colossus coming out. This guy's going to do a bit of an attack, but even though none of these guys are very good against Lings, with the exception of the Zealot, it's still going to be enough to push these guys away. And yeah, Biphy, man, in a lot of trouble in this game. He's not nearly as far ahead as he probably thinks he should be. Only 6 workers ahead when he's got 70, so that's not good for him. And yeah, I mean, he does not have the army he needs to really push these guys off. He really, at this point, he should be pushing in and taking out this third base, but WhiteRa has done a fantastic job getting the third base out really, really early. And there was probably a window when this third base was coming up where Biphy could have gone in there and done some damage, but he didn't. And now WhiteRa is in a good position. He has his third base up. He's getting 3 workers out at a time, or he was before. And yeah, Biphy, I think, is just behind on the tech options. He's got Ling Hydra, and Hydras are not bad, but once again, he's only got a limited window just before the Colossus start coming out to actually do some damage. And great job there by WhiteRa saving his forces. He doesn't have a lot of units, and if those units died right there before the Colossus came out, he would have had a couple of Colossus with no army to protect them. So yes, great job there, keeping him alive. And meanwhile, Biphy saves his 4th base, but I think even a 4th base won't help him right now if he cannot get this 3rd base down. He's yeah, he's just right back up against the wall. I mean, it's evened it out, but you do not want to be playing even economically against a Protoss player. You want to be ahead as a Zerg player, and he's starting to get the Vipers. He's starting to get something to counter the Colossus before they're even on the board, which is good. But with Vipers, you're going to be yanking Colossus into a massive army, and he doesn't really have a massive army. He doesn't have a large amount of massive amount of forces to really deal with this, and he doesn't. I don't think he has the forces right here. I do not think the Zerg player is going to be able to win this battle. Now let's have a look at the upgrades. Alright, fair enough. Actually, they're pretty much both screwed on upgrades. I mean, look at these guys, man. The Colossus just wiping them out. The Hydra's getting wiped out. WhiteRa has got such a strong army, and Biphy just not doing what he needs to do. He's obviously sending something down there. I think that was an Oracle, but eventually getting wiped out. And WhiteRa is just going to make the push. And I guess Biphy not really going for a really conventional army composition. He's starting to get some roaches out now, so he's going for a bit more conventional roach hydra with Viper play, which is going to be pretty good versus this Protoss. But yeah, he's really got to get a massive amount of forces, and he's really got to start yanking the Colossus into his massive amount of forces and sniping him out with the hydras. And if he can yank all those Colossus out, all three of them, then I think he will be in a good spot. But of course we do have High Templars coming out. Storm almost certainly, actually it's not researched, but I can assume he's going to be researching that in the next minute or so. He's dancing around with this force, but this force isn't big enough. Where is the rest of your army, Biphy? He's going to snipe out one Colossus, but the other ones are a bit farther back. And yeah, it looks like he's just going for Archons here. So he definitely likes the Archons against this force, and I cannot blame him. Archon's very, very beefy and very, very good at attacking biologicals. So he's actually getting worried about the High Templar getting stormed. He doesn't know that they don't have storms though, but here he goes going in. The Colossus not getting yanked out, but the sheer amount of damage, I don't know. I think the Zerg force is just being wiped apart here. They just don't have what it takes to defeat this very, very scary Protoss army. And yeah, he tried to get the Colossus, but he should have yanked him out. Although I don't know if he had the army to wipe this out, even if the Colossus were just wiped out in like 2 seconds. Because yeah, he didn't use his Vipers to yank him out. He doesn't actually have that much energy on these guys. So yeah, Biphy in the back foot, but I'm gonna say I don't think he's just had bad luck or just had bad luck or anything like that, or just got screwed over early in the game. I mean, he did get screwed over getting this up, but he got double expansions out. I think he just hasn't been playing as well as WhiteRa in this game. He hasn't been pushing his units out as hard as he possibly could be. I can't think what he might be doing wrong. Maybe missing out on spawn lavas or something like that. But he just has not got as good a stuff out, as good a play out as WhiteRa has. And yeah, I don't know, man. He's getting the unit composition up. He's getting the ultras out, which may explain how his army was a little undersized before, maybe going for the ultras instead. But he's got a massive amount of lings, and if you're maxing out and you have a lot of lings, then you're buying cheap units, and if you're buying cheap units, then you're probably not going to do that well against an equally maxed out army. But he's got to push in here, and yeah, WhiteRa, man, trying to go for a 5th base here, so very, very ballsy. But he's going to move in, and WhiteRa doing an excellent job of staying out of those clouds, staying away from the ultras. He manages to lose that Colossus, but that's fair enough. The ultras are taking a lot of damage, but there's no backup from the hydras behind them. He just does not have the forces he needs, and ultras are not going to save him. I do not understand where his units actually are, because he's just lost his whole army. And what is making up this 164? I really cannot say. He's building lings, man. That's got to be it, man. He's spending so much of his supply on lings, and lings are not what he needs right now. He needs hydralists. He needs to yank the Colossus in, and he needs hydras to wipe out the rest. And he does not have them. He's building a ton of lings, and it's not the answer right now. Yeah, I gotta say that's pretty much what I think is losing him the game, is just continuing to go for lings when he should be going for other options. I understand he doesn't have the gas to really go for a massive amount of roach hydra, but yeah, I mean at the end it's just he needed the gas and he didn't have it, so yeah, that is why he's going to lose this game, because he's going for the best he can, and the best he can is just not good enough to throw up against WhiteRa's army. And here we go. Going in there. Stalker's doing all sorts of damage. There's a massive amount of zealots in there as well. Oh, look at this, man. This is a bit of missed micro there by Biphy. And the zealot's going to be doing quite a bit of damage. Getting those worker numbers down, but there's still more than enough workers for Biphy to keep on going. He's starting to get the gas up, but continuing to build lings, continuing to build ultras. And I think ultras are pretty much not the answer. I mean, you got immortals, you got stalkers, which are pretty good against ultras. I mean, ultras are good, but they need the backbone. They need a Hydra DPS backbone to support them, and Biphy just does not have this. And now that we've got about 5 Archons out on the field, I don't see Biphy having any chance of winning this game at all. He might have been able to pull something back a few minutes ago. Maybe if WhiteRa made a mistake, maybe if he went for the perfect unit counter, unit composition, and just did a few brilliant battles, he may have pulled it back, but with WhiteRa just pumping out Archons whenever he likes, no, I just don't see it. I think it's just way too late for Biphy to do anything in this game. And yeah, we'll just have to wait for the inevitable crushing blow on these mining hatcheries, or this yet to be built hatchery. And yeah, Biphy will have to give the GG then, and we will have to see next game if he can do something a little bit different, if he can get a better handle on his unit compositions, I guess. Because yeah, this massive amount of Lings end game, not a good option. I mean, Ultra Hydra, not too bad, but it's just way too late. It's way too late, he's way too far behind, and no amount of Ultra Hydra combination is going to help him at this stage. Just no way. And yeah, look at this, man. 2-1. I mean, sorry, 3-2 upgrades for the Protoss, and 2-1 for Biphy, so that is not going to help him either. Well, one Ultra coming in there, so he's doing a pretty good job of just sending Zerg out all over the place, but there we go. GG finally going to happen. Biphy leaves the game, and yeah, I mean, WhiteRa definitely dominating the entire game. He, right from the start, blocking this first expansion, great job there. And just from then on, getting the nice ballsy third expansion, getting all the units out that he likes, get the Colossus, the Immortals, even a couple of Void Rays mixed in there, because why not? Beautiful, beautiful Oracle harass. The Oracle took out 10 workers in the first go and still managed to get out of there alive. And yeah, just overall great play there. So, game 2, we're going to be looking for Biphy to get back in there and really do some good stuff. But I don't know, man. There's a case where you have two awesome, equally matched players, and there's just a little bit here and a little bit there, and well, this guy's behind, he's not going to be able to catch up. But in this game, I think WhiteRa was just better. I mean, that's the only way I can think of saying it, and I hope that Biphy proves me wrong in game number 2, because yeah, we will find out. Game number 2, let's get stuck into it. This has been Hairy Muppet, and I'll catch you guys in game number 2 of the first series of the Kaspersky Arena for July. I'll catch you guys then.